Anything goes.
Hey everyone, it's Pyro here, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 mod video. I know it's been a while, but I've recently got back into Bethesda games, and modding them has really reignited my love for doing this. So today I decided to do a video on about 5 weapon mods released in the past month or so. To be honest, there were so many good ones released while I was gone, so I ended up just doing a bit of a random grab bag. So yeah, chances are I've missed out some pretty cool ones, but it doesn't mean I'm still not using them and loving them. This is just sort of random per se. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. Coming up first, we've got a 4K melee weapon called the Kukri or Kukri. I don't know, I'm not sure the exact pronunciation for this weapon, but one thing I do know for certain is that this thing looks awesome. A really great thing about this is that it's been added to the Raiders leveled lists as well, which means you can find it throughout your playthrough if you kill Raiders or if they kill you with this. Basically, it means that Raiders will have this weapon. And I always really appreciate it when a mod author does this because it's great finding new weapons throughout the game. I'm really loving the detail on this weapon. It looks really badass in first person and equally as cool in third. And I wouldn't say I'm much of a melee guy in general, but I found myself using this blade quite a lot, and I definitely found it interesting enough to keep me playing for a bit. If you don't want the 4K version, luckily the mod author has provided a 2K version as well, so we can all have a go if we want. Next up, we've got the Scythe of Madness. This is the perfect mod if you're in the mood for role-playing as the Grim Reaper, or a really pissed-off farmer. While I saw this while browsing through the Nexus, I knew this was going to be a must-download and try. Especially because I enjoyed the last melee weapon so much, and I wasn't really disappointed either. Now I can finally roleplay as that crazy old farmer guy that I always wanted to be. Oh yeah, and don't mind while I have a little tussle with these headless ghouls, you know, they were a little restless. You know, I think all that radiation must have got to their head. Oh wait. My only slight little nitpick of an issue with this weapon is that the cloth grip doesn't really seem to be all that detailed, but it's not really that much of an issue. It wouldn't be anything that would stop me from using it per se. It's definitely worth an install in my opinion. With this weapon mod, it's just like being in Skyrim all over again. Especially the part where raiders turned up just in their underwear. Just like Skyrim. Next, we've got the Makeshift Anti-Materiel rifle, a beautiful looking weapon that comes in 2K and 4K. To get your hand on this weapon, apart from using the console commands, is that it can be found on enemies after about level 20 or so. So this is clearly not meant to be a low-leveled weapon. As you can see here, this was my auditioning clip to join FaZe Clan. They haven't got back to me yet, but I'm pretty sure I nailed it. In first person, this weapon does look really interesting, and I'm a really big fan of the homemade sort of style it's got to it. It just has that Fallout feel. Another thing this mod does to spice up the game is add 2 unique variants to it around the map. And they also come with 2 unique attachments as well, so be sure to keep your eye out for them. It's a great weapon mod that doesn't strive too far away from what the Fallout weapons are really like. It feels like it can fit straight into the game, but it just looks better. Next we've got another melee weapon, the Gravity Fist. Yeah, I've been on a sort of melee kick lately, but I promise this is going to be the last one. The Gravity Fist certainly is one of the most cool and interesting weapon mods I've seen in a while. It's a highly customizable endgame power fist. But what really stands out to me is the custom sound effects that the mod author's added. The author's got a different sound depending on what surface you're hitting. I really love it when mods do this sort of stuff. It just shows how the mod author went that little bit extra to really make it their own. There's a few different variants of this weapon and they can be looted off gunners, so just be sure to keep your distance when encountering them because there's a chance you could probably get the shit smashed out of you. I've never really bothered with the power fists in the Fallout games, the novelty wears off pretty much straight away for me, but this one certainly did warrant a second look for me. So for the 5th and final weapon, we've got the Modular An94, Abakan, or Abakan. I don't know, I know absolutely nothing about guns. This list was starting to get a bit crowded with melee weapons, so I decided I thought I'd mix it up a little bit with this beautiful An94. All you've really got to do is just look at the mod page for this and see how cool it looks. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, must download right now. Armor and weapon keywords community resource is required for this mod, but once you've got that up and installed, you can just craft this gun and get on with it. Not to mention that it comes with its own handful of attachments as well. A nice little detail is that it looks dinged up and battle worn. Kind of like how you would expect the weapon to look in this sort of hostile and crazy environment. The weapon with no mods is perfect to use, but once you customize it to your liking, it's great. Once you mod it to your personal preference, it's really fun to use. Just ask these naked raiders. I'm sure these buggers keep following me for some reason. So, that about wraps it up for this one, guys. I thought I'd use this opportunity to tell you guys that I'll be doing regular Fallout mod videos, and very soon I'll be starting a playthrough of my own personal, heavily modded Skyrim. Kind of convenient how the new Skyrim edition's coming out soon, but we'll take a look at that as well. So, if this is your sort of thing, be sure to stick around, guys. And don't forget to endorse any mod that you deem worthy. Thanks for watching, guys.